But I know that's part of their, that's part of
their thing. That's why John Black got so popular with his.
Hey everybody, talk while you're walking through the halls here at Salem. You headed into class. The lecture hall doors have opened. We are all here. We are all queer. Get used to it. All right, we're not all queer. My mom's remarkably straight.
I'm
True, but queer can also have many different definitions. Queer can have other meanings.
It's true.
It sure can.
And cat can get a little crazy.
Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome. I think it's afternoon for some of the world. We are on the West Coast, Mom and I. So it's a little weird.
I'm in Boston. So
I'm having my morning coffee. Angela's getting ready for lunch.
Yep.
Anyway,
Pretty much.
Salem University is open classes in session. Get out of that student union. Climb on into the lecture hall. Who's here? Matt. Matt's here. Hi. It's me, Matt. Hi. Kat, are you here?
Present.
She is here. And Professor Angela, have you made it today?
I have, yes.
Oh my God. Full class?
I don't know. Is there anybody in the
pool? Technically there's people watching. I just don't know who they are because they haven't said hello yet.
Yes.
We'll wait for Kaiwan. Kaiwan's usually
Are they
here.
being shy today?
Well, don't be shy. Say hello. Welcome to the day. Anyway, so let me hook the new listeners because it's already been more than 30 seconds, so new people have clicked off already because we didn't get to it. Hey, that YouTube analytics are very helpful. Big week, Days of Our Lives. Stuff happened, plans were made, visits were had, arms were thrown around the shoulders of others, accepting the false fate of a child, showing true homosexual love. What else? Being really, really distracted by a 16-year-old.
Harris and Ava had their first date.
Dates and smooches and kisses and lies about keys and feeling bad about losing them and getting fake fired for a second. That actually was kind of a fun scene. I enjoyed Rafe a lot this week.
Rafe was funny, yeah.
I liked Rafe busting his nuggins a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Jeannie's just waiting for her biscuits to be done. Jeannie, how many biscuits did you?
Aren't we all?
Are you gonna send any?
Did you bring enough for the whole class, Jeannie?
Send some to California. See, Los Angeles itself. So yeah. I guess we can start. We can start there. We can start right there. Bakery. You know who bakes things? Chanel. Chanel bakes things. You know who Chanel is dating? Johnny. You know who she's awfully distracted by? Holly. You know who she shouldn't be distracted by? Holly.
I loved Tate calling Holly's bluff there and sitting down and wrapping an arm around her and
now the whole world thinks.
I don't care what my dad thinks. We can date.
Yep.
See, he's Teresa's child. He's just going to take advantage and throw his body at somebody. Ooh, I'm going to text message from Fighter Xavier.
I know he's Teresa's child, but I hadn't thought about it in that way. But yeah, boy, oh boy,
he is.
It's so fun to watch, but man, she a little scuzzy.
Yeah.
But he got her. He was just, I'll help you, but I want a date in exchange. A real one.
A real, not this pretend nonsense. It's so
She'll
weird.
fall for him eventually.
That's what it is.
It's so TV because I don't know anybody in my real life that's like, well, if we pretend to date, then that's going to make somebody else jealous enough for them to date me. I've never known that in real life. So
no, it's high school nonsense. That stuff does happen in high school.
I do find myself in my very old age that I'm currently in. Twitter called me middle-aged this week, and it's true. Anyway. It's not quite true.
Middle-aged kid. I don't know if
not quite true. I think my brother's a little more middle-aged than I am. He passed the big 4-0. I have not.
Yeah, it starts with a 4. You're right.
I'm middle.
Anyway, but I've learned. I don't know what I learned in my ripe old age, but I learned something.
Did you?
I did. I did. Oh, I've learned in my ripe old age that I don't remember childhood very well. I don't remember the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the ebb, the flow, the pressure, the all. I do not recall the vast majority of my teenage angst emotionally. Probably because I didn't have a lot.
That might be it. Yeah.
I had a lot of internal
Ollie
angst
certainly
because
does.
there was that whole age of like 12 to 18 where I'm like, I'm so gay, oh my god. But
Other than that,
other than that, I mean, that was pretty much the extent of my teenage angst.
Well, that's enough for anybody, Matt.
It was like, it got especially intense when I knew, and I'm like, oh well, I mean, there's no avoiding this inside of me. How do I keep it from my parents for as long as possible? But that was a me thing.
It was a me thing, I think.
It was
for
a
you.
me thing.
I just can't, what was Dad not going to tell you? Oh, get out. We don't love you no more.
No, but what you would have told me is, well, you're so young. Try to date a girl first.
Yeah, I think I did say that.
I think you did say that once too. That's all right. It's okay. I love you anyway.
He loves you anyway. No, that's Mom's line. I love you anyway. All right.
We have fun here.
To throw that one at Mom, you need to wait until you have a crotch goblin of your own to throw that to.
I wish. Oh my goodness. If only I had ever gotten a credit card, I could have had a baby by now. I mean, there's some truth to that because I ain't got no money because I've never financed anything. So I've only ever spent what I've had, which means I've always had nothing because I've always had to spend it all. So somebody send me a credit card.
We all can't wait to grow up, right? And then you get there and you say, well, shit, this sucks.
Yeah.
It's the lack of pressure of youth, and that's what Tate and Holly get to experience because their biggest problem right now is dating each other, not who owns the newspaper and is trying to get somebody else fired, who came back to town with an ex-wife that he doesn't talk about, but also is still desperately in love with somebody else. And you know what? I'm just going to admit it now randomly.
Although Tate does have a debt hanging over his head.
He does. He does have a date, but that's an imposed debt that his parents have given him. So
yes.
When you're
all
a
you
minor,
have to do is straighten up and fly right, and they're going to say your debt is paid.
When you're a minor, you know who gets in trouble for your poor choices? Your parents.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Pretty much. So. But they were cute today. I looked forward to seeing how it unfolds with them falling, with her falling for him and realizing that, she doesn't actually. It was funny with her saying to Chanel, yeah, having a crush on my stepbrother would be so cringe.
At least I thought, well, at least she does
realizes that it's
recognized that it's a little cringy.
CRINGE is how you spell that. It's cringe. Yeah, I agree, and that's a good youth word.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Johnny comes up with. This big surprise.
Oh, it's a wedding.
Holly will ruin.
It's a wedding. It's a wedding.
No, well, he's gonna propose to her, but
skip the
maybe
proposal.
He's planning on them.
Skip it. Just
getting married.
Just create the ceremony.
Anniversary, maybe.
Just create this. I got a big surprise for you.
You know that Johnny and Chanel were previously married.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they were previously married, and then
and then he was possessed by the devil.
Right.
They did get married in Paris, and then he got possessed by the devil.
The devil made him do it.
No. He chose to marry her. The devil made him be real mean to her and dump her right after they got home.
Is what they said. The devil made him break up.
When these folks all these different characters got possessed by the devil, what did they do to make them look different?
Red eye contacts.
They just had different contacts.
That's it.
Yeah. They were possessed. They didn't.
No Reagan kind of or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay.
I saw the sequel.
Just the devil eyes. They
made another Exorcist movie. Made another one where two little girls gets possessed, and at the very end of it, spoiler alert, Reagan shows up and has one line.
Really?
Yeah, she shows up and visits her mom, and it's Linda Blair. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I noticed the grandma is like the mom and it's the grandma. It's the same lady.
Yeah, so this old lady, she's like, oh, no, somebody in town is possessed. I've been through this before. Let me go help.
I have a fun Exorcist story,
Oh, really?
even though don't tell my father. I was going to say don't tell my parents, but I don't have to worry about you telling my mom because she's passed away, but don't tell my dad.
Listen
I've never seen The Exorcist,
Mhm.
but my parents saw it, went for reasons passing understanding, but I guess doesn't surprise anybody. They ended up divorced. For their first wedding anniversary, they went to see The Exorcist and then went out to dinner at a little place in the North End in Boston. And the actor who played the priest was at the restaurant.
Oh, wow.
How weird.
Like, we just saw your movie. It was so great. Oh my God. And da 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 da. We went for our, and he was chatting with them. And he was like, oh, what are you guys doing? We went for this was our date night for our wedding anniversary. And long story short, he ended up paying their bill.
Oh.
And, but
super
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, they're romantic.
Very cool story.
If only we got Dr. Rolf to buy us a drink at that concert. God, that would have been great. That would have been great. Anyways, though, yeah, those crazy kids are gonna fall for each other, and they'll forget about Johnny in no time.
Yes.
Those crazy.
And then Johnny and Chanel will lose what little excitement they have in their relationship right now.
And they'll have to find some new drama.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to be Johnny's twin sister coming home, who was
Kaiwan, where are you, Kaiwan? Kaiwan. We made a reference to Sammy, and you weren't here to hear it.
No,
that's not Sammy. That's Eric's kid.
You better get.
That's Eric's sister.
Sammy is Eric's twin sister.
Jeez.
Allie is Johnny's twin sister.
Allie used to be married. Allie used to be with Tripp.
Allie used to be with Chanel.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Allie used to own the apartment that Tripp lives in.
Yes.
That I do know.
Yes. And Allie and Chanel were involved. And then they had the threesome with Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And then Allie actually cheated with Alex. Her and Chanel ended up breaking up and she left town.
So Alex
I think it'd be fun for her to come back with Alex's baby.
So Alex is just kind of
man whore.
I mean, I was going to go with something a little less
man whore.
But yes.
Well, I was going to say he's dirty, just like the girl he's fleeting with right now. They're both just dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness!
Sophie deliciousness.
Teresa is dirty, and so is Alex.
Teresa.
Well, they're very fun. I love watching them. And I think Emily is. I love Emily at portrayal as Teresa.
Me too.
I do enjoy Gwen better, but only because I have to compare the two because they were both in the same episode at the same time together that one time a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys, I'm sure you saw, Black Patch on the case this week.
Mm-hmm.
And they are sending that grainy picture off to Shane at the ISA. And we all know who Shane is daddy of.
I'm back. I've got some information.
Shane is going to recognize, he's going to fix that picture. He's going to recognize his baby girl.
Well, of course. And he's going to be like, I can't tell you who's done this.
And what?
Listen, I'm going to have to lie and say it was someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that I'm a hero in Salem and not a villain, but my little girl can't fall for this.
Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that comes out.
That was my Shane Donovan impression, everybody. Mm-hmm. Also known as Charles Shaughnessy.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, what a good guy.
So that will be interesting to see. And there was one of the breakdowns for this coming up week is another Donovan finds out the truth about the kidnapping. So that must be.
I mean, how many Donovans are there?
Yeah. Calling his baby girl and going, Teresa, you have some explaining to do. So that will be interesting. And we saw her putting on the sweatshirt.
Yes.
Again. And then
on that sweatshirt.
What about, Alex giving Chad Stephanie's key back? That was just kind of like a turning of the knife for Chad that she had Alex do it.
Yeah.
She just left it on the counter and locked the door behind her.
Exactly. No, I think she just was proven point, wasn't she? Yeah. Well, she has a right to be mad. She has to be a right to be mad. You know,
he does.
Nobody has the right to be mad. Nobody. Everybody just needs to forgive everybody instantly and move on.
No, it'd be a boring soap.
Maybe I want my soaps to be boring.
I know you don't. Yeah, that was a little twist, wasn't it? It was a twist, and to give it to Alex as well.
That was a kind of a, that was a little, which is fine, whatever.
Well, that's Stephanie saying, you lost me, and it's your own fault.
So are we just doing a thing where we're just gonna is it gonna end where like Stephanie is just with everyone? You know?
Well, somehow this week she ends up in bed with Harris, but I don't know if that means they have sex or if there's just some sort of Days of Our Lives wacky hijinks thing going on. But she's in bed with Harris at some point this week.
Harris is so happy right now. I don't see why he would.
That makes me think that it's a wacky hijinks, mistaken identity, something. You know what I mean?
Or a dream sequence, or
it's
kind of nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe someone drugs him.
Hey, there could be some more drugged biscuits. There could be, you never know.
Listen, if we just take our shirts off and get into this bed, then we will be able to convince somebody of something, and that's going to help both of us. So let's do this. And then Ava's going to be like, what's going on? And then there's drama.
Yeah. Well, Ava's got some hard times coming because, Harris is going to find about her. And, that she hasn't been honest with him. She did steal his keys, and he is going to be really disappointed in his Ava.
And when
he finds out.
And
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's very effective.
My goal is to make you at some point spew out whatever it is you're taking a sip of. It'll happen eventually.
Jason Jose, hello. Jason Jose, welcome to the show. Jason is not interested in Harris and Stephanie.
I'm not interested in Harris and Stephanie either.
I don't think there's going to be a relationship or a romance there. I think Angela's totally right when it comes to some sort of wacky happenstance that makes these two.
Days of Our Lives, the goofiness.
This is, and if you want to point to Alan Allar, you may, and just be like, well, hey, everybody should just get naked on my show.
Well, isn't his name going to be off those credits soon?
Pretty soon. We're pretty soon, and then we're also getting into scab writer.
Scab writing has already started.
It already started.
Okay. Yep, it started last week. They took all the writing credits off.
Okay, all right. So pay attention, folks.
We're in our scab era of Days of Our Lives. Isn't that the thing that you say now?
About 3 months, right? 4 months.
Yeah.
It's a while. It's going to definitely take us into a good portion of the next year.
It's going to take us into at least the end of March.
Next spring.
Yeah.
So hey, whatever.
Well, Jacarius, your Jason and Sam loving heart is just going to have to get over the fact that Jason's true love is Carly, no matter what multiverse he's in. Jason and Carly span the multiverse, and you're just going to have to get over it.
Because this version of Jason...
I really do think that we're going to all have an opportunity to see Steve Burton twice a day pretty soon.
I agree.
I think so, too. I do as well. I do.
I agree.
I mean, so on the other show, they just can't not name drop Jason anymore. They're just dropping it left and right and reminding everybody why he's important to everybody and how he's related to people and yada, yada, yada. And I also think, now this is for the other show, but who gives a shit? Also, during the Halloween thing with the whole Danny being so concerned about Charlotte and feeling so responsible for her getting shot and stuff, and then, you're just like your father. You're just like your father.
And Liz telling Jake that he's just like his father, too.
So I really feel...
Although, Jake's wants gun control, so he's not that much like his father.
Whatever. I mean, there'll be tension. So basically, we've reestablished Jake on that show. We have recast Danny into an actor that has a little bit of momentum to his career. Jason's coming back and he's going to have a story with his kids, and people are going to be like, "Oh my God, Jason's being a father."
Yeah, maybe he'll have a redeeming quality in the whole fatherhood. Yeah.
He'll come back and he's gonna put the gun down. He's gonna be like, you know what, Sonny? I've died too many times doing this for you. Anyway, that's for the other show.
But
He's not doing it on this one.
He hasn't died either time for Sonny. I mean, he would be willing to. Jason's willing to die for anybody, but you know,
I've died too many times in this line of work.
Neither time has actually been Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
I've died too many times in this line of work. I've created too many enemies working for you.
And and then
he got shot by Faison.
He was shot by Faison because Faison wanted to use him as a mind-controlled yada yada yada, but because of the brain damage,
you're defending Sonny like this.
I can't stand believe me. I could do a marathon on everything that Sonny has done. Jason's deaths have not been on him. They just haven't.
You are an advocate for the truth, and I'm here for that.
No matter how much it kills me
to defend. So I feel as though, so back to topic here. Harris is totally going to find out what's going on with Ava, and he's going to have to decide, do I care, do I not care, all that kind of stuff. And in this version of the multiverse, the cranial injury that Harris received as a teenager made him very good and not very bad. So...
Well, I think that he's going to want to protect and help Ava because it's not something that she's doing because she wants to do it.
She's being pushed and
so
forced
I think it'll give
it.
them some angst, and then he's going to be like, I got to save my
Trip.
Yeah, I got to save
my
woman.
And then Ava and Harris both get blown up together, and Trip feels guilty.
And doesn't Harris, I think I saw like something, a still of this. Doesn't Harris go to the jail and have a sit down with Lucas soon?
Yep. Yeah, he wants to. It was in the promo. He wants Lucas to. It was in like the season promo, not this week's promo. Mm-hmm. He wants Lucas to help him on the inside.
Mm-hmm. And Lucas is like, that's really interesting because Ava and Stefan both recently came to me saying, hey, we need you to work with me on the inside to kill this guy. And now you're like, hey, I need you to work with me and tell me what's going on in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna let me out of here, Harris? You gonna let me out of here? If you let me out of here, I'll tell you what's going on.
Yes, well, we know Lucas is getting out too because he was also seen out of the prison.
There you go. Then that's what's gonna happen. Lucas is gonna tell Harris. Harris is gonna be like, "What the Ava?" And then, Lucas will get out, and then Ava will be like, "Well, we gotta kill Lucas. Like, listen, I know that I'm not the best person, but we gotta kill this guy. I've already killed one person. It's nothing."
Well,
that's what they say. Once you kill one person,
you'll need it.
This week, really didn't we? Heard somebody say that this week about somebody. Well, let's just kill him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Stefan wanted to kill Clyde.
Yeah.
But he wants to use, Vivian's elderly valet who wants to bury someone alive. And it was just like, yeah, I'm seeing some holes in your plans here.
Yes. I don't think this is.
You're not one of them smart Demiras, are you? You're not one of them smart Demiras. So you want to use an elderly guy.
I do love the Stefan and Ava connection thing there in the restaurant and they're. I love all of it.
They have really great chemistry. What's really funny is that Ava, so Brandon Barash played Stefan, and then they killed him off, and then they brought him back as Stefan's twin brother, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Ava and Jake were in love and engaged, and the day they got engaged, Jake was killed.
Stefan.
And then his heart, by somebody who was trying to mug them. His heart was put into Stefan to
bring him back.
Bring Stefan back.
How did he not rot?
Because Rolf was keeping him
chilled
alive somehow with an artificial heart. It was very weird.
Okay, so it's scientifically, folks. Scientifically, it's possible. It's possible. All right. If the brain doesn't die, you just keep them in a coma, keep that blood oxygenated and moving through. That's what CPR is just pushing that oxygenated blood up into your brain, so your brain could be like, oh yeah, we're not dead.
Yes. Yeah. So Rolf kept him alive, Stefan alive, and then animated him with Jake's heart, and so
he's got Jake's heart.
So Brandon
was there a lightning
Barrage,
bolt? Please tell me there was a lightning bolt.
No.
Did he go? He's alive.
That would have been cool.
How did you do that?
I think Rolf would only save that passion for if he was able to bring Stefano back, which sadly can never happen.
No, but he can bring Lee back. Lee's just hanging out in the submarine right now. They
Yeah,
buried an empty casket.
Yes,
We're gonna open that thing up and find bricks inside,
Mm-hmm.
or somebody else's body.
Well,
Ooh, wouldn't that be something?
Speaking of him, I felt bad for Wendy this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming home and telling Trip about all of it, and man, I hope we get to see her terrible dad soon.
I will be right back, guys. Hold on. I'm popping out. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay.
Jason says that Dr. Rolf is a super science villain, like Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom from the Fantastic Four. He was just an evil super genius, capable of manipulating science into doing anything for him. But, people like that, they're crazy. And they always want to do bad, evil, maniacal things, take over the world, manipulate people, instead of using their incredible intelligence for good. He could say, he could cure cancer. If he could bring people back, if he could put an alive heart in a dead person and bring them back to life, cancer has no chance. Oh my goodness.
Well,
gracious.
yeah, Doctor, he has like a face on quality.
Oh, definitely. He stays face on, for sure. Stays face on. And then Jakarius says that he can't wait for Clyde to be gone. But I think that might be the point, right? Right?
Oh, I think
he's very villainous.
He's definitely got like a price tag on his head there in the prison. Clyde's gonna be dead soon.
I'm just a southern terrible person, is what I am.
Oh, he's a bad guy, isn't he?
I'm just gonna pick up my phone and tell people to sell me my drugs.
Yeah.
Kill people.
Yeah. And then Paulina's all over town saying, "Where's all this duck coming from?"
Right? And like she's hired EJ to be the DA, and apparently is just not paying attention to anything that he's doing, because he is running roughshod all through Salem PD. Here's the deal: sign it, rip it. It's not a real deal, but get out anyway. Like, whoa, EJ. Jakarius does like Dr. Rolf though, so. That's
well,
good.
As new viewers, Matthew and I just haven't seen him very much.
No, we've really only seen we saw him in real life before we even saw him on TV.
Exactly.
We were hanging out at the Day and Days, and he was there.
And he was at the concert, and one of the people in the party with us did go talk to him for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I would have shoved my shoulder in there a little bit if I would have realized at the time that I actually didn't want to speak to him.
Yeah, you're right. So we saw him and then Michael, who's the editor-in-chief of Soap Opera News, was like, "Oh shoot, that's Dr. Rolf from Days of Our Lives," and we're like, "Okay, we don't know who that is." Lo and behold, a week later, he's showing up to. I mean, my assumption is fake Lee's death.
Yeah.
And then he ran off, and the Demitri had that scene with him where they offered the submarine.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only thing that we know of Dr. Rolf. That's the only thing that we've seen.
That's the only thing we've seen.
And you know us here on the 10th Floor Podcasting Network. We're not going to go read anything. Mm-hmm. As much as it might be suggested from some people that we spend the time to learn more history and understand these characters better, we're not. Huh? It's not broadcasting. What? Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, this is what the class is for.
Oh yeah, this is what the class is for. Exactly.
That's what this class is for.
Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, somebody on Twitter, Angela, said that we owe it to ourselves to spend the time to learn the history. And no, is what I say to that.
Here's the thing: is that soap operas are entertainment for entertainment's sake, which there's nothing wrong with that. We all need it, and shouldn't require homework.
Yeah.
If you watch a soap long enough, you'll learn the history.
You'll learn the history, and really, the stuff that happened 60 years ago doesn't matter to what's happening today, because they're going to decide today what's happening today. I
mean, sometimes it does when like somebody comes back from long ago and stuff like that, but that's when you can go, "Oh, hey, who's this person?"
But then they also remind you of who this person is.
Sometimes not.
For the most part. In my experience, like I got an extreme gist of who Teresa was outside of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I definitely have an understanding who Dr. Rolf is outside of the podcast.
Mhm.
So, you know, they do it. They do it, I think.
Mhm.
But when it comes to
Yeah,
like
but
knowing
so
every
slowly,
detail
though,
of
you're
John
right,
Black's
though, Matt.
life,
Slowly, we are learning.
and even then,
Right.
when it comes to what's happening now, even if I were to spend a bunch of time learning about Roman's true history and where he was, when, and
Mhm.
what year and stuff, it doesn't really matter to what's happening now because he has a
Right.
relationship with kids that he hasn't really truly been around and such. So
Very
it
true.
doesn't really inform what's happening today, like it or not, right or wrong. Your opinion on it is what it is, but it's a fact of how the show is being produced. So
He went over and met his little grandson, Jude. I love that name. I like that name that they chose. I know that
Jude.
they probably won't keep that name very long. Probably not.
I don't know, because they named Sydney, Nicole named Sydney, and that stuck.
Some kid names, even when kidnapped, seem to stick. They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't make Wiley Jonah.
No.
Jonah.
Mhm.
Sorry, he used to do this where he just opened his mouth.
Mhm.
Jonah. Anyway. Jeannie says that's not even the real Dr. Rolf. It's not even the real one. I don't know what she means by that, but apparently
He was a recast, so he is the real
Oh.
Dr. Rolf now.
Gotcha. So it's not the first one.
Not the
Jeannie
first
doesn't
one.
like Jude. Do you not like the name Jude, or do you not like the character of Jude? Because if you don't like the character of Jude, I've got several follow-up questions.
Yeah, you got some prejudice against baby blankets.
The
'Cause
baby
there's no
hasn't even had a
baby
line
yet.
yet. I don't know what it is about his personality that you wouldn't like. I'm sure she means she
There
doesn't like
isn't
the
even
name
a baby.
No, there's no baby yet.
There's not even a doll. That's a rolled up
It's a
towel.
rolled up blanket.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the name Jude,
I do
especially
too.
as the patron
I hear
saint of
you,
lost
Jean.
causes. I
I'm
think
just
that's a
picking on you.
cute
I know.
one
Mhm.
for Eric's child because he thought being a father was a lost cause and he used to be a priest. But
Yeah, well, that's good. Jude's a good name anyway. Plus, later on, you get to play up the Beatles. You know, hey Jude, don't let me down.
I'm currently a nanny.
Keep your
Ginny used to.
head up or something. We'll make it
I'm
better.
currently. So I also love babies.
To let her into your
But I
heart.
tell you what,
You can start.
my least favorite character in that show is Sloane. Just not be Sloane's just such a terrible person. My gosh, she's got whatever's coming to her. She got it coming to her.
Well, she will. I mean, it will be, it will, it's the chickens will come home to roost.
Yeah. And at least the baby stopped crying every time he touched him. Huh? She touched him. The baby's.
I know. Right? The baby's like, fine, it's you.
Exactly. I'm hungry and I'm soiled. It's okay.
Yes.
Eric ain't nothing but a hypocrite. My goodness.
Father Eric is quite the hypocrite.
Goodness gracious. You don't do that while I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, Greg Vaughn makes up for it with the pretty.
Oh, see, all you got to do
Well,
is just be handsome.
his
Just flash that smile.
expressions.
Everything will get forgiven.
He can pull out that tormented look so fast. He looks tormented all the time.
Oh my goodness.
He does. Tortured Father Eric. Yep. Well, yeah, but the man's aging like a fine wine.
I mean, yeah, there's certain people out there that do.
Was there a more adorable couple on the show this week than Demitri and Leo?
I mean, Tate and Holly.
No,
they're funny all the time. They're
Tate and Holly were cute. Demitri and Leo were perfection.
Ava and Harris, just dancing.
I loved Ava and Harris
romantic.
too. And I loved that as well because I love Ava and Harris, but they also have that lie hanging over their head. Demitri and Leo are just
Wendy and Trip being
Don't
like,
even.
oh, I'm so sad. Let's go to the bedroom. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. I banged the misery right out of her.
Rafe and Jada, not
Rafe
only did
and
they
Jada
bang,
were
but they
also-
banged and banged and banged and banged, and we saw it every time.
Rafe and Jada were also really, really cute. I do not understand her hesitation in moving in with him to get out of her little hotel room, basically, with the rooms over the Brady pub bar. But
Well, this is what I didn't understand is, okay, I understand Rafe not what, doing the walk of shame and all that stuff. I could see why it would be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But why
Jacarius, we're
isn't
going to
she just
chain you
going,
down and we're going
why
to force
isn't
you.
she just going to his house?
Right. Why can't they at least spend the night at his? He only has to do the Rock of Shame unless she'll move in with him. They can't just spend the night at his house.
Right?
No, it's not acceptable to him. If
But
once you
even
walk through this threshold, you have to stay.
Yeah.
Jacarius says he
Okay,
doesn't
I
like.
guess Jada doesn't feel ready to go live with him.
Not yet. Not yet. We still have to introduce the whole Everett's my ex-husband plot line, Jacarius doesn't like Leo and Demitri together. He's sorry about it, but he won't accept it, and we can't make him. But Jacarius, you underestimate the power of Days of Dummies, or Days for Dummies, whatever this podcast is called.
Jacarius, what's the problem with Leo and Demitri? Is there somebody else you want them with?
They sure are funny. I love them.
I think they are funny. I think they have great chemistry. Mm-hmm. I love their romantic. I mean, I don't care if Jacarius likes them or not. I don't care if anybody likes what I like.
Everybody has their opinion.
I just don't understand why anybody wouldn't like them with how cute and...
To each their own. I've seen people out there lament how unserious they are. How campy the story is, just how goofy, how jokey it is, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, that's
all. It's just what speed people want.
But they also have their moments. Demitri giving himself up for Leo, Leo refusing to take a deal to.
I agree entirely.
And they're just.
Actually, yes, it is silly sometimes, and I love the comedy of it. Leo's just hilarious. Alone, even when he's talking to himself, he's hilarious.
Yes.
Now, what this has done for me when it comes to Demitri is it's shown me that he's not just this whole self-centered, awful person. He is capable of being, selfless. He is capable of being a decent person.
He is capable. We're learning the whole aspect of Demitri that didn't exist before.
Demitri has been an ass in everything else he's done.
Yeah, because he came in and he was just super villain when he came in.
Right, he was the villain in the Beyond Salem. This is
his humanizing story.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
And Jacarius says, leaning into that change in Demitri that we've seen in his relationship with Leo. He says that they're always just making people gay. Demitri dated women. He doesn't understand that. That's why he doesn't really understand the transition of Demitri as the straight villain into the campy gay anti-hero.
Well, I don't think that they play Demitri as the campy gay. Leo is the campy gay. Dimitri's more the straight man, in the comedy.
Campy gay was my description, not
man.
Jacarius. It's just for people who can't see the chat.
Yes. But Dimitri's more their straight man in their comedy duo.
Yeah.
And I'm straight man as comedy, not straight as
understood.
Straight. You know what I'm saying.
Yes.
But also Demitri, I don't think he's just gay. I think Demitri is bi, but he had to push that. He felt he had to push that side of himself down because of his family and stuff like that. And then he fell in love with Leo.
Mm-hmm. Which he probably didn't mean to fall in love with him. He was trying. No.
And so we've seen Demitri in love, and it softened him slightly. And another aspect to this too, I think honestly, when it comes now, like it or don't, totally okay. We're not trying to convince you of anything, Jacarius. This is a podcast, and we're just talking about it. But personally, for me, I really enjoy the elements that they have put into the story that Demitri and Leo have had, which push them into not being just bastards.
Right.
The true love that they have for each other, the self-sacrifice that they're willing to do for one another has pushed them into doing the right thing, which is turning themselves in. Also, this baby element too.
That's a soap opera staple, though, is love redeeming bad guys.
Right. And on this baby thing too, we've got an innocent life.
John, you know what I mean? Love, Luke Spencer. That's a soap opera trope.
Yeah.
It's, the one brings out the best, and the true love is redemptive. And
we've got Jude pushing Leo to do right, which is then inspiring Demitri to do right. So it's very, I think it's well done.
Yes.
in my opinion.
What do you think Leo's got to say to Nicole? He was at the door on Friday. She answered the door. There he
There's
stood.
a preview. It's in the preview that we saw at Day of Days where he's like, "You stole the baby."
Well, there was an article in Soap Opera Digest where they were talking about these scenes. So Leo goes with the intention of telling Nicole the truth and isn't able to. EJ beats the crap out of him and runs him off.
Aw,
So
not good. I don't want to see it.
EJ doesn't know
yeah,
though.
so Leo's getting his
Love
butt beat.
on there.
Yeah, Leo's getting his ass beat this week. So then
Aw.
he's going to Plan B to blackmail Sloane.
So if your DA assaults somebody that was once a very recently held in custody over the supposed death of your child, you get to keep that job after beating the tar.
Salem, you do.
Because I don't see, let's just pretend like it's another soap. I'm not sure I would see like Robert Scorpio keeping that job after kicking the crap out of Valentine.
I would absolutely see Robert Scorpio. Please, the PCPD, are you kidding me?
Fire him.
Well, it
Are you
seems to me like
joking?
the Damaris just get by with stuff.
I need,
yes,
the
of course.
Demirs do get, they're super rich and super well connected. All they have to do is just buy a judge off or something, right?
And I mean, not for nothing, as funny as that scene with Harris and Rafe was, Rafe thinks that 5 kilos of drugs was stolen out of the evidence room because somebody lifted Harris's keys. And there were no repercussions for Harris with that.
How many, is that a lot of kilos?
That is a lot of kilos.
How big is a kilo?
Like a brick?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like the
As a
bricks of
brick?
cocaine
But
are
it's not like a bag. It's like
No, it's like a brick.
that guy was never going to
really
flip.
But it's really compact
it's
too. So you
fentanyl.
split that open, and it's quite a bit of dope. Not that I'm an
That's
expert.
how your mother knows this.
My mother was alive in the 80s. Come on.
Watching a whole lot of Miami Vice.
Maybe living some Miami Vice.
Sure, we'll go with that. I'm looking forward
Probably
to
not,
our
though.
trip
I wasn't
even more.
around. I
We're
can't
gonna
say
play
yes
a
or
little-
no.
We're gonna play a little drinking game Thursday night, Kat.
I got to be a person Friday, don't we? And you know what? We
All right,
haven't
we'll do a
even
drinking
told
game
everybody.
Friday.
We haven't even told everybody
Oh, yeah, that's
why
right.
we need to be a person on Friday.
Oh, yeah. No cameras in SPD, in the Salem PD. Oh, yeah, there's no cameras. The
No
evidence locker.
cameras in the evidence room.
Yeah, there's no cameras in the evidence. Have you seen Cocaine? I have seen Cocaine Bear. It's a
Well,
lot of
their
fun.
choices were a really nice espresso machine,
Which they have.
cameras in the evidence room, and those cops work long hours.
They need to. I mean, there's only so many on staff. I mean, they have like what, 3 for the entire town.
I've never seen efficient police department in any city in the 40 years, 50 years of soap opera viewing I've seen.
Never once. The cops they're all Keystone cops.
Yes,
Well,
they're
they
all
used to actually in the 80s when Bo and Abe and they were all running the police department, they were actually quite efficient. But yeah, it was
I've seen a couple of old pictures, and I don't remember his name, of Abe. What's the actor's name?
James Reynolds.
James Reynolds. Well, I saw some old pictures of him. Pretty good. Kind of fine. But, he looks very distinguished. He looks very handsome now, too.
Mhm.
I've seen him up close and
Oh
personal.
yeah,
He's
he was
very
always.
handsome, but-
Oh yeah, James Reynolds has always been a snack.
Oh, he looks
Mhm.
good. Mhm.
So
Such
are
a
we
smooth
telling them the
voice.
news?
Yeah, we're telling the news. We're telling the news right now. I mean, we were almost on time this week, which is great, which means we've got a lot of days for dummies in already. Usually we're at like this time and been on for 15 minutes. So, folks, we're going to say this again at 11 o'clock, but we're going to say it again right now. These 3.
We're going to the Emmys. We're doing red carpet interviews.
We are. So we've been invited to the Emmys, all of us. Soap Opera News has been invited as their own entity. 10th
Yep.
Floor has been invited in their own entity. So between all of us, we're going to get so much coverage. It's going to be so awesome. It's going to be so amazing. And I can't wait to share all of this with all of you. But yeah, this Friday,
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be on the red carpet.
We're going to be on the red carpet
So
in
pay
LA.
attention to the YouTube channel. I know Soap Opera News is kind of working on their little video presence as well. So we'll see how that evolves and grows, especially after the
Well, I'm going to be
Emmys.
doing some Facebook Lives on our Soap Opera News page from the red carpet when we have time in between interviews.
Yes.
And we're going to be recording all the interviews and doing all kinds of fun stuff. It's going to be a real good time.
Mm-hmm.
It is
We
gonna
are
be
just
super
so
fun.
excited, you guys. And I don't know, for myself, for sure, I just can't believe it.
My
I
mom
know
has been
it's
blown
kind of surreal.
I just
It's
can't
kind of
believe it.
surreal. Yeah.
It's funny because like absolutely super excited, super honored. I feel very happy for being selected. It feels far more real to me and more deserved than it seems for my compatriots here on the podcast. Probably because I've been the one that's been doing most of like the promotion work and such, and so like this has been a lot of effort on my part to make the connections and be consistent and have the followers and catch the interviews and know the names and shake the hands of all these people that would say yes to a YouTube channel that has less than 1,000 subscribers to be on the Emmys red carpet. So this is a manifestation of work that I deserve.
She deserve it. She deserve it.
You do, but I wouldn't say that you have done more work towards this than I have.
I've done 10 million more hours of work than you've done, Angela.
Then no, maybe for your thing, but the amount of work I have put into Soap Opera News, I think you want to know why I think you feel that it's more deserved than your mother and I think? Because you are a white man.
Oh.
Who also thinks that you deserve everything.
No, that is not Matthew
I
at
certainly
all.
don't feel like I deserve
I'm
everything.
joking. It was a joke.
I know you are.
But men are more likely to think that they're deserving of things that come their way than women. As a rule, they tend to be.
Well, maybe you should feel like you deserve it more.
Downplay their what?
Does it feel like you deserve it more?
I don't feel like it's surreal to me, but I don't think that it wasn't earned or deserved at all. I've been working for 2 years towards this and hard.
I put in twice the amount of time as you have, Angela. Ha! I win. Ha! Ha 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 ha.
Well, I'm just beyond excited about it.
Yeah. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be super exciting.
Yeah.
It is really. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So
Jeannie says she once paid $125 for a ticket, and the second time she just did the red carpet, didn't have to pay. I don't know what kind of reference that is, but if you went to the Emmys because you bought like a ticket, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I thought that they just did
the bleachers that they put up. Those are paid folks out there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
No, had I known that, I would have bought a ticket last year.
Oh, you wouldn't have, Matt.
I would have made my mom buy a ticket. Wow, thanks. Well, thanks everybody for the congratulations that you dropped in the chat there. And you know, I'm not trying to be antagonistic. Of course, I am absolutely thrilled. And until I got the email,
we're all going to be there and be able to bring it to our viewers and Soap Opera News
viewers, listeners, readers, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be great.
It's a big scramble though, because we all just found out on Wednesday.
Yeah, and we got to be there for Friday.
I'll just get started walking.
We're making it work.
9 days.
Yeah,
9 days. That's it.
Yep, we're making it work though. We got our plans in place. Dresses purchased.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there.
Right now, I'm still going in my underwear. I don't have.
Well, that would certainly make a statement.
I'd be Lucy Coe out there, huh?
Just say it's.
I am going to go look this afternoon. My daughter's going with me, and I was telling my daughter, I said, "My gosh, baby, this feels like you're taking me shopping to find my prom dress. This feels so cool and so weird."
Yep. It is amazing. It's very surreal. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
So, yep.
I'm incredibly excited. I'm super excited. I'm just an egotistical, arrogant jerk.
Okay.
A white man who deserves everything given to him.
Oh, for the love of God, take a joke.
No.
What are you, soap Twitter?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Personified.
Oh.
If soap Twitter was a person right there.
That'd be me. I've got no room. Actually, somebody. So there was controversy. There was controversy on soap Twitter this weekend. Not about Days of Our Lives that I saw. I'm sure there was plenty about Days, but it was about
controversy on soap Twitter this weekend. Said somebody every Monday.
Somebody every Monday. But it was really bad because I got sucked into it because I thought it was incredibly egregious, in my opinion. So, I'm not the most popular person, but I'm talking about sense of humor because somebody did say out there, a middle-aged man who's probably never seen a naked woman shouldn't comment on whether or not a woman should be naked. It's something that I saw, which is definitely a direct thing toward me because I've got the gray in the beard. I'm a man. But the assumption that I want to see a naked woman made me laugh. Always. It's fun. I blocked and muted so many people, Jeannie. This weekend was a bloodbath on Twitter.
Yeah, my block list is...
It's very long now, and it hadn't been before. And there's accounts on there that I'm surprised that I wound up blocking. Just because, if you have like 36 followers, I'm a little more likely to be like, I don't want to see what you have to say. But if you have like 1,500 or 3,000, I might be a little less resistant to hitting the block button because maybe you have an opinion out there that I might be interested in reading. But sometimes you just got to push the button.
Yeah, I don't care. I block. I don't even look to see how many followers. Like, if you are this egregious, bye-bye.
Yeah. Can you link the chat to the Facebook page, Angela? The Soap Opera News Facebook page.
Yeah, I absolutely can.
So we'll do that. We'll send the link to the chat, and then we'll call it a done. We'll call it a done podcast.
Give me one moment.
Yeah, for sure. She'll grab that.
Shall do that.
Is there anything else that you wanted to cover, Ma or Angela? I think we pretty much hit the basics there.
I liked Chad and Everett's exchange.
Oh yeah. Well, Chad, Everett was just like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get her back."
Yep.
He's like, "Thank you for your honesty," and walked away.
Well,
I was telling Matt when you had to step away for a minute. I was telling Matt that I love Paulina racing around town saying, "Where's all this dope coming from?" What are you doing?
And I love that Paulina has her hand on the, her finger on the pulse.
Yes. Let's see. Constantine needs to get married because he can't go back to Greece, and so I guess he's going to marry Maggie.
Oh yeah, you better not.
I don't know. People are lamenting that Maggie isn't seeing through his stuff.
Telling Matt that I love Paulina running.
Oh, that's Angela playing the audio of the podcast.
Sorry, I muted the YouTube. I was trying to get the link in.
It's all good. I don't know, Ma. What do you think? Do you think Maggie? I mean, we don't know Maggie very well. This is the only story that we've seen really Maggie involved in. Because she was around, but didn't really come into prominence in the story until after they had the Victor funeral. So we haven't really seen Maggie. We don't really know Maggie all of that well. And so, Ma, what do you think first? Because we'll go with the dummy before we go to the teacher. What do you think? Do you think that maybe Constantine is having a little too easy of a time with this?
I think Black Patch is gonna will save her right when she's about to make a terrible mistake when it comes to. I think Black Patch will save her, and I of course I never want to see especially someone who's been on the show for this long. I don't want her to be hoodwinked. I don't want her to be painted as someone that just is, kind of too stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, she's been on the show long enough for her to have earned a soap education well enough to be able to avoid such pitfalls. What do you think, Angela?
I think that Maggie sees the best in everybody. She can. I mean, she was married to Victor. She sees the best in everybody. And she believed, quite a few of his.
I never saw their courtship, their marriage or anything, but wasn't she the one person that Victor wasn't an ass to?
Well, he wasn't an ass to her, but that doesn't mean he still wasn't, Victor was always shady.
Mhm.
He was always shady.
Yeah. Did
Well,
she
to the
leave?
very end.
Did he leave her in the dark in a lot of his antics?
I- like the worst of his stuff, they weren't together back then. She was married to Mickey. But she saw through some of his stuff, but not everything. And there was a lot of it she excused. And
What did her daughter Sarah think of Victor? Did she like Victor? I mean, she wound up naming the baby Victoria, but that doesn't mean she liked him.
I honestly don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I would have to go refresh myself on that one. I'll do that before next week.
Hmm. Yeah, but I don't want to see her get hoodwinked. I don't want her to see. I don't want to see a marriage. I'm all for that. At the 12th hour, where he thinks he's getting it all, and then he gets nothing.
Yeah.
That.
Horrible. Everybody's horrible. There's not a good person in Salem. Except for Wendy.
Yeah. Well, Wendy makes fake passports for
the right reasons.
Fugitives.
It led to the Susan rescue, okay?
It did.
Okay? She's like Spinelli, all right? I do all these things for a good reason. She even works for the PCPD. Come on, doesn't she? Or does she work for Demira?
Now she works
for the PCPD. EJ
got fired for the Demiras.
Well, there you go. Freaking EJ. Gonna beat up Leo. He's just so. Maybe he needs lithium, because there's definitely some extremes to EJ.
EJ? Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, there is, but did you see the picture that Dan posted?
No.
I'm gonna send it to you. I think you'll see it.
Was it showing his butt crack or something?
No, God, even better, quite frankly.
Oh, there's a VPL. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
I tell you who I think when it comes to just attractiveness, to me, the most attractive man on Days of Our Lives is Eric.
How dare you? That's so inappropriate to compare all these men together and pick your favorite.
Yeah, I mean, Eric is really good looking, but I also really have Eric's really good looking, but Dan's growing on me quite a bit.
They don't have enough males of color on the show.
Who is Dan?
Dan plays EJ.
Oh, okay.
Dan Fuggerel. He's handsome. Brady's handsome. They're all pretty handsome. I don't know if I have a favorite because they're all a bunch of white dudes, and I've never really been traditionally attracted to white dudes.
I mean, look at Peter Porte.
I mean, he's a handsome guy for sure.
He sure is.
I can't pick a favorite. They're all very attractive. Except for
in person,
nobody.
The one that was the most attractive to me in person, and they're all very attractive, but they're even better looking in person.
This is a strange statement.
Carson Boltman, man, he's a hottie.
Well, I mean, I finally found Paul Telfer attractive when I saw him in person. I hadn't really thought he was before then. Yeah. I sent you the picture, Matt.
Oh, did you?
In 10th floor, yeah.
I thought of Xander when you said that Maggie sees the best in everybody, the redeeming qualities in everybody. That's what I thought of.
Oh, yep. I see.
See what I'm saying?
Why does his hair look like that?
It was,
it looks like he just finished a workout and then went to go try on some new pants at the store.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to send it to Mom too.
Go ahead. And this is on his Instagram, folks, so you'll be able to figure it out.
Well, I don't know. I think it might have been in his story. So it could be gone because he posted it like the other day, but some of us screen captured theirs. Oh, God. Mama Cat, I sent it to you so you can see it.
Basically, you know how
Folks, I gotta put my glasses on for
do
this.
you remember the Partridge Family, and they had Cassidy, what's his name? David Cassidy or something?
David Cassidy.
David
Yeah.
Cassidy, and he was on the cover of like People magazine or Entertainment Weekly or
Mhm.
something,
I
right?
think I love you.
Right.
So
And
what am
so
I
but
supposed
he
to think
didn't have a shirt
I
on, and his pants were particularly low, right? And exposed a particular patch of hair that is usually hidden from eyes in the public, just barely. And this was, the 60s or 70s or something. And boy, oh boy, did people have a big problem with that. But now here we have Instagram, and this is way worse.
And he says trying on suits for the Emmys. He's going to be there.
Yeah, well,
Mhm. Well, he's nominated.
I think the
And
nominees will
I
be
think he
there.
has a good chance of winning because it's him and then 4 people from General Hospital who are going to split the vote. I think he has a good shot.
I really need to review who's been nominated.
I actually did look this past week, and I need to look again.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Steve Burton's nominated, and he's not going to be there.
He's not going to be there.
He'll be in Connecticut doing his show that night.
Yep.
He and Bradford both will not be there.
I don't know if they announce guests at the actual Emmys or if they do those at the other ones, though, because last year they did it at the other ones.
Oh, and I have a question for you, Angela. Is there a way to look at their reels, that we can view their reels that they submitted?
No, occasionally the actors will review them, will do them, but we can't.
I would love to be able to see what they submitted.
Yeah.
All of them.
I don't know. I would be interested too, because apparently some of the information. Well, okay, I can't say apparently some of the information is out there because at any time anybody can just make something up. But I have seen people say, "Oh, so and so included such and such on their reel," but I have never been able to find the source of that information other than somebody just saying, "Well, they included this."
Actors will sometimes say it in like appearances and stuff because they always get asked. It's not a secret.
Right.
It's different now because it used to be that I think they submitted 2 full episodes.
And now it's just a scene.
But now I think they just have to submit a certain amount of minutes of scenes, which makes it easier for them since they don't, have episodes. It's hard because some episodes they only have.
Scenes are too short for them to do it that way now.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah.
I wish I could see their reels. I know, it's not everybody's favorite dude, but I would love to know what Maurice has on his reel.
Maurice said that he submitted the stuff with Sonny having the mini breakdown and Nina helping him through it.
Oh, I was going to say, it's too late. It's all the Nicks involved stuff is not.
That would have been last year's Emmys.
Would have been the year before.
And so this is his return to Port Charles, his beginning of his relationship with Nina, getting over drinking and taking the pills, and Nina getting him off of the booze, which is still today. Sonny drinks glasses of water now.
Yes.
He hasn't poured a drink since those scenes.
Yes. Yeah. He and Alexis both, they do not show them drinking alcohol anymore, not even a toast.
Yep. Yeah. But I think that I think it's going to be Billy Flynn for lead. I think his stuff with Abigail's death was just phenomenal.
It just sucks that Chad is up to what he's up to now.
I think it's fun.
You like the Chad stuff?
I Chad and Stephanie are snooze inducing. They are. And I like anything that makes a Demira act like a Demira.
Yeah, it took me a little bit because they really didn't really showcase that in the amount of time we've been watching. I didn't know he was Demira for a long time.
Right, and it's soapy. I do like what Chad's doing. It's soapy. And and also, not for nothing, Chad's not wrong. He wasn't wrong. Everett wants Stephanie back.
Yeah.
He wasn't imagining it.
No, but I do. My biggest problem with Chad, the character of Chad, is I don't like the way that he wants her in the house, playing house, taking care of his children, and he doesn't really. I think he likes the idea of her having her around and her help and love her.
I think he loves her. I think that he's not over his wife who died. I think that he probably tried to move on a little bit too soon. But I don't think that he doesn't love Stephanie. I just think that he's not ready to get, I understand him not being ready to get married yet. And I understand her being at a different place. I don't think he's a bad guy because he's not ready to marry her. I
So he's a bad guy for introducing her to letting her play mom. That's what I have a problem
well,
with.
I mean, I think that their relationship has taken the progression it's taken that he was ready to take. He's just not ready for that next step, and she is. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so,
sure.
you know, it's hard.
It's not going to work out between those two.
And she did kind of present that to him this week too. Well, why am I living here helping you raise your children?
True, but at the same time, she had also, you know, lied to him about not wanting to get married.
That's true.
You know what I mean? She led him to believe that they were in the same spot.
Yes, she did. She did.
You know, and
already when that was happening.
And when they were getting together, you know, he was honest about his feelings about Abigail and not sure if he was ready to move on. And she told him that she understood, you know.
Everybody's
so
wrong. Isn't that wonderful?
Complicated. It's complicated. But I do love Chad acting like a Demira. And I have no problem with Stephanie moving out.
Chad's kids are her cousins as well. Of course they're her cousins. It's a soap.
Yeah. Well, because Abigail's her cousin.
Right. Oh, goodness. Thank you for the contribution, Jason. Oh, gosh. You know, it just, it just all comes down to what I said 4 weeks ago when it came to these two. They just shouldn't be together right now. And so, you know, maybe, shoot, I don't know. We're going to find out that Everett's evil or something.
Yeah,
he faked the accident.
I have a feeling because they haven't had Jada run into Everett. I have a feeling that Everett's story, perchance, it's possible that it's going to come out that he wasn't actually in a coma and that's when he was with Jada, or he was with them both at the same time. Because I think he's a good guy. I don't think that he's a real good guy. So this is going to be interesting. And this week, Jada and Stephanie do some day drinking together, and Stephanie asks her to see a picture of her ex-husband, but I think they get interrupted before she can show it to her. So they're going to carry this out for a little while, which means there has to be a reason for it.
Because once she realizes Everett's in town, Jada's going to be like, "The hell are you doing, you son of a bitch?"
Right. Well, that would be very fun if that's the way she reacts.
"The hell are you doing in town, you son of a bitch? I thought I ran you over and you were dead."
I thought I put you
because there's been things that Jada had said way back that implied that her marriage wasn't happy. Obviously, it ended, so, you know.
And it doesn't appear like it was all that long either.
Right.
It's because he immediately had a side chick named Stephanie.
And I'm curious if that ring that she's showing off in that picture is the ring that he has in that box for Stephanie. That would be really funny too.
I thought about that when I was watching.
Yeah, actually. I was thinking. I think it is I keep meaning to get and Zoom, but I haven't. I've been so busy dealing with
Stephanie.
I think it's going to be the same ring.
Gosh, so I don't know what his motivations. That's what I'm guessing. So I guess this just needs to pop off so we can understand Everett more.
Because they have to make him a little more complex. Because right now he just looks like
he's just this ho hum guy.
Just longing for his Stephanie back.
Well, he's starting to make moves. So that stuff. Anyway, Jeannie thinks that Galen is hot. The end.
Yeah. Well, Galen is. There's something.
Well,
to
like
be
I said,
said
they're all
about it.
attractive. They don't have an ugly
Well,
one on the cast.
that's soaps. You know what I mean? Pretty
Yeah.
people doing horrible things.
Pretty rich people
Yeah, pretty rich people
with their
that
problems.
never have a dirty dish anywhere.
No.
Well, so if you get the rotation down, you shouldn't have any dirty dishes just hanging out in the sink. Just rinse that off and put it straight in the dishwasher, everybody.
Yeah.
There's no reason to keep anything in the sink. You hear that? There's no reason. There's no reason to keep anything in the sink. None whatsoever, especially when the dishwasher is empty. Just put it straight into the machine. There's no reason to put it in the sink and wait for somebody else to come back 10 minutes later to stick it in the dishwasher.
I think Matt's having a conversation with somebody else.
I think so.
Well, that's class, folks.
That's
Do they watch this podcast, Matt?
No. That's why I'm able to get away with it. If they did, I would never have done that. It's not that easy, folks. Like, really, I listen, you all have had relationships out there in the world. It seems as though if it's a big thing, it's really easy to talk about. Like, if it's super amazingly important to the success of both of our lives, you can talk about uncomfortableness for hours. But when it's a minor thing that's just a minor annoyance, oh boy, can you not have a conversation about it.
Like when I used to put my wet towels on the bed and it made my ex-husband just absolutely insane.
Yeah, but it's so minor in the other person's mind that it's not even worth the discussion. But I have the same things too. I have the same things as well.
You saying that there's things about you somebody finds annoying?
Yeah, I'm a person.
We all are.
I'm a human being with far more positive characteristics than negative characteristics, but that doesn't mean I don't have any of them.
Yeah.
You could never be a soap opera character. You're too good.
I'm so good. I would need somebody to write the evil for me or let me improv it. I can do it. I played a wrestling villain very well.
You sure did.
I'm able to lean into the annoying aspects of my personality in such a way to get an audience to just boo me as soon as they see my face. It's a superpower, like really.
It got so bad in wrestling with the audience hating him that I had to like not tell anybody I was his mom.
Yeah. Like,
well, that's really funny.
I was good at it though, so I'll have to steal some of the promos and stuff. Now I was clean shaven and twice the size, so that's fun. But I'll have to pull some of those videos off of Perry Von Vicious's YouTube channel and stick them onto the 10th floor just for people to see some of the things of chicken suits, getting beat up by Matt Hardy, all kinds of different stuff happened to me.
You should, Matt. I think some folks would love to see that.
Maybe I could just pull some clips and you and I can podcast about it. Mom, we could do a special late night tonight about it.
That's a good idea.
Not this week, though.
We're busy. Never find time for anything. My gosh, it's hard to find time.
It's so hard to find time. We wanted to do 3 podcasts a week, and I personally at least struggle getting that third one out. Anyway.
But he still has the job that he has to go to for 40 to 50 hours a week.
Will we do an Emmy recap on YouTube? Yes, we'll do an Emmy recap on YouTube, and we're going to do everything in our power to talk to as many of the people on the red carpet as we possibly can and get those videos out to you as well. Whether they're going to be here on the 10th floor, whether they're going to be on Soap Opera News, whether they're going to be on both. We'll see how it all proliferates, but it will all be available to all of you somewhere.
We're going to do our darndest. We're scrambling because, like I said, we had 9 days notice. We don't necessarily have all even the equipment that we need.
And from our understanding as well, it's not like like Day of Days had this rotation where everybody came and sat in the chair and then moved on. It's not necessarily going to be like that at the red carpet. So we'll see who we get. Angela asked, well, what the hell are you going to do with a Young and the Restless or a Bold and the Beautiful cast member that wants to talk to you? And my answer is, talk to them. About what? I don't know. We'll figure it out when they walk up. Hopefully I recognize them. Oh, look, it's Victor Newman. Hey, Victor Newman. So you've been on the show. How many times have you been nominated? 50. My God. It's easy. It's easy. You can do it.
I think the only soap opera where I would be like, oh, I don't know who that is at all, is Bold and the Beautiful.
But even then,
Bold we have watched Days of Our Lives for a little bit now.
But Bold is filled with Sean Kanan and Thorsten K. and
Mhm.
Jacob Young. And
See, that's part of the cool
Jacob
thing.
Young's not on anymore.
he's not on anymore? Oh.
We do know him. We do know those folks from other things, though. So,
Yes. Matt, I have one
Yes.
word for you. Chanel.
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 Shannelle. Chanel.
Chanel.
I know.
Not.
Well, Talia hasn't been on the show in months and months and months now. So, yes, Chanel. And hopefully...
I'll never stop tallying you about this.
I don't want you to. I would love for Raven to see me on the red carpet and go, "What's my name?"
Yeah.
I hope she does.
What would be really funny is if you had a moment of panic.
It's Tanel. Shalia.
Chanel.
Tanel. Shalia.
And then just security remove you.
It was everything because I wrote down, like, I associate written word to memory a lot better than, like, hearing things. And it's simply and seriously because I wrote down Talia and not Chanel.
Yes.
And you weren't there to help me.
I was on
So whose fault is it really? Mom.
yours. You know, still yours. You don't get to blame mom for things. You're a big boy now.
Okay. I really need to click off this thing so I can prepare for
Yes, we have to go because they have to go and I have to go and we all have to go.
And then mom has to shop for a dress for the Emmy,
So
so we
much to
we
do.
can't delay 10th floor because there's things to happen. You have stuff to do. She has stuff to do. I have dishes to move from the sink into the dishwasher. So.
Well, so we all have our days laid out for us. Though.
Yes.
All right. And a lot of
folks,
fun, guys. We can't wait to bring you all kinds of exciting stuff next week.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
You
And
want
I'll
to
be
sign us out, Angela? Go ahead. Get some practice
I will
in.
be putting up Emmy predictions on TV Entertainment News later today.
TVentertainmentnews.com.
Yes. And soapoperanews.net has been doing our predictions for certain categories, and we'll be doing them throughout the week.
And they're also doing top 10s for the year. Top 10 best child actors. Top 10 this, top 10 that. Which I participated very little in the voting process for because I only watched 2 of the 4 shows, and so I just didn't feel like my opinion mattered. Because I would have been like, well, who are your top 10 people? I'd been like, well, here's my top 10 people from 2 of the 4 shows available.
Yes.
It's not fair.
Well, it's not fair. No.
Well, you could have submitted 5. Your top 5.
Anyway, but go there. Check that out.
Yes, go soapoperanews.net, TVentertainmentnews.com, and of course, the 10th floor on YouTube.
Which is where you're at right now. So it's super easy.
But you know where it is.
You do know where it is. So, so hit that subscribe button you haven't already.
You can follow us on Twitter. All of us. You can follow 10th Floor. You can follow me at Brooklyn74. Matt has all of the links in the bio or the synopsis, whatever it is.
It's on the thing. It's in the bio. You can click it. And it's also there. You can also see it underneath the video right here. Like right there. Like literally. It's literally like not even half an inch below me.
And we have so much fun stuff coming at you guys for the new year. We're just doing a lot of new stuff and it's going to be a lot of fun.
So stay tuned, pay attention, all of that stuff. And you're always welcome here on the 10th Floor Podcasting Network. So class dismissed. Get out of here. Go have a sandwich. Get ready to move on over to the hospital for that elevator right up to the 10th floor. Because we got plenty to talk about there too, especially Twitter controversy.
And it's only 30 minutes from now.
It's only 30 minutes from now. So I'm going to click off now. I'm going goodbye.